Thanks for staying with us. So we're having some really deep conversations here with Lanre Olusola, and it's going to get deeper because we want to get to the crux of this matter. Yes, Waike, I think you had a question.
Yeah, you know me, because we all say it's leader. You know it's already late because our leaders, they've done their own. They are doing their own. We are where we are. Now we have these young kids, the millennials, the Generation Z. I will not talk about the Alpha generation because they are a bit too young to. But let's talk about the millennial Generation Z. How are we going to nurture them? Because they don't have good examples in our leaders. Our leaders are not good examples. And if that is who they are going to follow, what is the solution to give them, apart from hope, but make them be good people, good men, good leaders of tomorrow? Because these are the people who will either take Nigeria higher or sink
Nigeria further.
So there are a few institutions.
The bottomless pit.
A few institutions that have to change. I've spoken about the family institution. That has to change. And the family constitution and the purpose of family is to nurture the right citizen who will go out in society and add value. So the whole construct of the purpose of family and what comes out of family has to change. The second is our schools. You know, so the children will leave home and go to school. So who are the teachers there? Who are the school owners? And what are they being taught? So our educational institutions have to change. Our religious institutions have to change.
Yeah.
Pastor has to live by example. He has to lead by example.
Yeah.
You know, the imam and the imam and the leaders in the mosques have to lead by example because those are the role models. So father is a role model, the teachers and school owners role model, and then in our religious institutions.
When we were growing up, spanking was normal. And today, coaches like you say, don't spank your children, talk to them, have conversations. And for some fathers, there's this need to really, really spank. Now, spanking has levels. So you're demanding your child to be an A student. You're demanding your child to read. Is this the right thing to do? Or is there a better way of raising children to accept both their failures and their wins, but at the same time, make them also be successful in future? Because we don't want them to feel like failures, but at the same time, we also want them to achieve the best.
So there are a few things in there, spanking. So coaches like me, teach for the parent to look at different kinds of ways to get their children to learn. So what is the whole essence of punishment? You should ask yourself, why am I punishing him? I want him to learn something. So if the purpose is lost, right, then there's something else going on.
Okay.
And the something else that is going on is really transferred aggression. So the mother has offended you, or you are coming from stress from work, and you are transferring that anger on your son, because a lot of beating is abuse. A lot of beating. What the child did is not measurable with the kind of beating and punishment. So you need to go and check yourself. So you can understand that there are 4 kinds of children. There are children that are kinesthetic. They are feelers. That one will be corrected if you spank him. A second kind of child, which is logical and intellectual, you beat him from kingdom come.
Nothing.
In fact, we just give you the back. Because he's thinking, how does beating change this matter? There's another child that is visual, right? That child that is logical, you must sit down with him and reason it out. The child that is visual, you take away his gifts. TV. The child that is auditory tonal, you talk to him or her.
How do you know which is which?
So, they're different, you observe. That's what Montessori is really built on, right? They put a radio, they put a TV, they put a stuffed toy, they put Lego. The child will gravitate towards his natural inclination.
Yeah.
So a visual child uses visual words, or what we call predicate phrases. Okay. Daddy, can you see what I'm saying? Telling you is visual. An auditory child will tell you, Daddy, you're not listening to me. A kinesthetic child will tell you, Daddy, do you understand? Yeah? Right? A kinesthetic child is, Daddy, do you feel me? They use the words that describe
Them.
You need to listen to their choice of words. Now, more importantly, when you want to get through to them, speak their language.
This sort of play, because some of us want to raise Mark Zuckerbergs. We want to raise people who are inventors. We want to raise scientists. We want to raise problem solvers. We want to raise people who are going to be captains of industry, not just another next door neighbor worker or somebody who is just average citizen. And we believe that it is until you work hard and you slave the child and they're doing their mathematics algebra back to back, and then, no play, no time for play. You have to just focus because I want you to go to KPMG. I want to go, Is that the right way to get this kind of child to do this? Or are there other ways? Or can we allow them to play? Are they allowed to play, or they must just be focused?
All right. So there are many things that children need at different developmental stages of their lives. Between 0 to 7, which is the age that, 80% of their personalities develop, 80% of their cognitive abilities are developed. 80% of their, neural connections are developed, ages 0 to 7. The Jesuits say, give me a child from ages 0 to 7, right, and I'll shape his future, right, as a Catholic, right? So around that age, right, they must play. You must play with them. You must allow them to play with their peers. You must watch them. In terms of, are they selfish? Do they want to keep the toys to themselves? What kind of toys are they interested in playing with? So you find a child that likes to write, likes rhymes, likes to sing, right? Likes to act. You find a child that it would take the radio apart. He's already telling you engineering. You have a child that likes to draw. He's already pointing you in the direction of architecture, art. You have a child that has humor. There's just no way that when you're around that child, you will not laugh. Watching him, you will just be laughing. That child is already showing you their future potential. Now, the problem with a lot of us is that we're directing our children to live the lives that we couldn't live.